Welcome back. Last time we had a bit of a debate about whether things in stasis should be released from stasis to enter the afterlife or should be left in stasis on the off chance that we could possibly return and maybe resurrect them. And while we were debating the finer points of no, don't kill them, that's murder, well, is it really? A dream thing came out of the sky and decided to make everyone fall asleep and not can breathe and die and things. That made Harbeck very angry, and he killed it with his shiny new golden beard powers. Not 100% sure what happened, but it was sure effective. And we are now standing in the aftermath of the weird psychic battle that was ended with brutal Stein bashing, and need to respond to that. That's where the characters are at right now.
Yeah, something like that. This has just happened. People have cast healing spells.
I'm going to do that some more. I was waiting until we came back. Oh, son of a monkey.
Yeah, okay.
That's strong word. Those are good dice right there.
Real bad.
Did you just throw 3 dice and get a 7?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
I don't know if it's of interest to anyone, but I can create us a little sanctuary where we can be certain to rest unmolested for an hour, so you could catch your breath,
Okay.
etc.
But first, let's bury these dwarves.
Wait,
What?
Decide if we're burying them alive or dead.
alive.
When you put it that way, I think we're definitely burying them
We're
alive.
hiding them. It's hiding, not
We're
burying.
not sure they're alive. Let's be fair.
So
We don't even know if
We're
they
not
can
sure they're
eat.
dead either.
So me
Sheesh,
being
you guys.
annoyed during this conversation, I go behind
I can't
like,
concentrate. My feet hurt a
both
lot.
of the dwarves. I do like a little, while their mouths are open, try and without touching the crystals. I'm just I'm killing them basically.
Inches is taking this into his own hands while we argue
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so is everybody fine with that? Gigantes has just wandered over and
I'm
started
doing
to...
it while they're talking. So,
He's burying the alive dwarves?
yeah.
he's trying to
Okay,
kill
great.
the dwarves,
Wait, what?
if they're not already dead.
Well, one
You're
of them
taking
are
the thing out of their mouths?
Yeah.
He's trying
What are you doing?
to shake the thing loose.
No,
Yeah, I'm
if I
doing-
can walk, I'm going to tackle him.
You can walk.
Great, I'm tackling you. How do I do that?
I don't know how well a little female ranger is going to go tackling.
I
Let's
bite
just
really
assume
hard.
she has a good read on me, and
I'm going to
I
have my
make the
wife
dex
go.
saving throw.
My wolf, go bite him.
D&D
I'm pretty
doesn't
Right, I'm
really
attacking
model
you.
weight
I set my-
differences. As long as you're the same size, it's really just strength.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I think that they.
My
have,
wolf
like,
gets 2
equal
attacks
strength.
and he's biting you.
Oh no!
The
I'm not sure where he is
wolf
right now, but that's
snaps-
happening.
The wolf snaps at you as you try and lift up the dwarven heads and shake the crystals out. And a 22 is going to hit you, so you're going to take 10 points of damage as the wolf bites your leg.
All right,
Um,
there's 80. There's my my hit dice at least, or most of it, all of it. Okay.
Din.
What?
These dwarves.
Can
who
I still
determined
be
are-
doing it while I'm taking the damage, just ignoring?
I think you would be somewhat distracted by the fact that you currently have a wolf latched onto your leg.
Let's say I
especially if-
had
And I'm
my
training my bow
hands-
on you.
Let me do
Okay,
my
if
impression
you're-
of
let's
Din.
say I had
If
my
you
hands
try to kill those
behind
people
the
that are
head
already
and-
dead, I'll kill you.
That's
Okay.
right. I will seriously maim you.
Okay, hear me out. At least for this one dwarf, let's say that I had him like this already, and taking the damage shook the crystal loose.
I'm going to say you don't manage to. I don't think. I think like Din is quick enough that like if she realized what you were doing, and she would have realized it reasonably quickly. She's fairly sharp on the on the
don't kill people who aren't dead.
yeah. She would have had the wolf get over there, and wolves are quick on the sprint. So yeah, no, you wouldn't have. You would have been bitten before you'd managed to get into a position.
Look, enough of the arguing on this. If they're in a period of stasis, they're pretty much in a dead state. We bury them the way they are now, and that is what it is. They're essentially dead. If by some chance we come back here after saving the world and we can help them, great.
Let's do that.
Okay.
But otherwise, they're essentially dead as is.
That's probably not what
if the
arguing.
logic is they're already dead, so let's just kill them. Then let's just not kill them and bury them.
Right.
Except
I don't consider it killing.
But I do.
It's not just that. There is an important consideration to take into account here before we move forward with this plan. These are very religious dwarves. Presumably, they anticipate their spirits, souls, whatever part of them is eternal, returning to heaven at the time of their death. If we just bury them in this stasis state,
I leave this
forever,
decision
we are
100%
damning
up
them
to Harbeck,
eternally.
who has a connection to the great dwarf god. Let him decide. He needs practice. I've said my piece.
It needs practice deciding. Oh, it hurts me that you're right. I don't want to practice deciding.
At which point, I take my portal that I have opened, and I go through it, and invite anyone else who wishes to exit this conversation to join me.
I really want to go with Tabern, but I totally don't trust Harbeck.
What do you mean you don't trust Harbeck?
I'm
Look
gonna
at this
stay
trustworthy
out
golden
there.
beard.
Out of
This argument
respect.
you were on, and I feel like I need to defend these poor dwarfs.
Who saved you from the dream thing that was making you shoot yourself in the feet to death? Don't trust Harbeck.
I'm going with Tabern.
All right, Din's going with Tabern. So it's now Harbeck, Silver Star, and Gergintius.
Now it's all the people who want the dwarves to be dead.
It's not that we
You have
want
to
them
remember,
to be
I
dead,
am
dead.
dwarf, sort of.
After
you
no one
do.
else joins us, I dismiss the portals.
Oh, bye. Where did we go?
We're
500 feet away
500 feet away.
on the salt plain.
Okay.
You're not that far away.
I totally walked through a portal, not knowing where I was headed. Tavern went in.
Okay.
I guess it's fine.
Everything's
Harbeck,
gonna be okay.
Silver Star, Gergintius. Let's settle this. What's happening?
I will, Harbeck, defer to your judgment, but I believe that my position is well known.
And I think my position is pretty well known too. We're pretty much in agreement.
Harbeck.
Oh, I didn't say any words. Harbeck drinks a thing. Let me look up the spell text. I thought I typed it into the
I need a
thing.
drink.
Gotta make a hard decision. Time to get boozed up. This is like literally like this booze is for making good decisions.
Yeah, so basically, he's like throwing bones or whatever, asking
Yeah.
about the results of something. So you need to have a specific question, and
Yep.
the GM tells you good, bad, mixed good and bad, or not particularly good or bad.
Okay. Then I cast an omen in the back of my throat. I plan to put these dwarves to rest, mercifully. Wheel, woe, or both or nothing. Spell doesn't take into account possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells. If I cast the spell 2 or more times, there's a cumulative 25% chance for each casting that I get a random reading. But I guess the first reading isn't random?
Yes, the first reading you get a true answer.
Yeah, the first reading is accurate. So you plan...
The plan is to put them to rest, take the crystals out, and bury them.
And in your heart of heart, in your mind's eye, you hear the word, woe.
Okay. Then we will seal them in their casks and hide them as... Is Briggs still here? He didn't go through the portal, right?
No,
Well,
he's still there.
Silver Star.
Silver Star is still here.
Yeah, this is my out of character voice. We'll accidentally mistake you for Brig in character in just a moment.
There is a problem, which you've just realized. You dumped all of the fluid out of the barrels.
Okay. Do we feel like the fluid is important to the preservation process?
Probably. They were submerged in it. It smelt of fierce alcohol.
Breeze,
I'm gonna go ahead and bury the
Silver
dead one.
Star, Lord, my lordship, your grace. How do I properly address you?
Silver Star, it's fine.
Great. Can you get a message to the folks that left through the portal that we might need to stay here for I need to brew some more preserving liquid to put in the barrels.
Ooh. Yes, I can certainly get them a message. Briga or Silver Star turns and faces where the portal went and yells loudly.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. It's only 500 feet. Yep, you yell loudly.
Just something along the lines of, we've decided to leave them preserved, but Harbeck needs some time. Why don't you come back over here and we'll set up camp?
I
Okay.
head back towards them.
And
So
that ought
Harbeck
to be the
goes and
last straw.
sets up a still, I guess.
Do you mind if I ask, Harbeck, how it is that you came to that decision?
I had a drink and it felt like the right thing to do.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything
Din
that I can
comes
do
and
to
gives
assist?
Harbeck a hug.
Thanks, Din. Would you help me set up the still?
Yep.
You only need enough for 2.
3. There were 4
No,
barrels.
Two.
There were four
there were
barrels.
4? Okay, I buried one.
So-
The actual dead one.
Okay, so you're going to set up still and brew an alcohol, some kind of high-strength alcohol.
I'm gonna make it
or-
smell like what I smelled. That's all I have to
magical
go
air.
on.
Magical alcohol. I want you to not just brew like ethanol to store them in. I want you to brew gentle repose booze to store
I can
them
make
in.
that. I actually have. I have a serving right now.
So you're just going to try and make more of that.
I don't know that is correct because they're not dead. Right? I really just want to simulate whatever I smelled in the barrels.
Okay.
Okay. But
You'll
I feel
need
like
to roll a brew
magical
mastery check.
preservatives got to be better than mundane preservatives, right?
Well, except not if you're preserving.
I know it only.
Like.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
This one.
Just make some boost. Do
Go.
your thing.
That is not good. I got my dice backwards.
You're not sure where to start. There's not a lot of raw materials out here on the salt flats.
That's fair. We need sugar and water.
Have water.
Plenty of water.
Right, some sort of vegetable matter that has sugar in it.
Good berries.
Do we have apples?
I need like 45 good berries.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's fast
It's
forward
gonna
this
take me a
process.
I can only
Well,
make them 10 at a time.
While she's doing
I
that,
have
I'm
gloves
praying
that give
at
advantage to
the dead
crafting
dwarf's
rolls.
grave.
What? I do?
Oh, it's okay. I have 4 level 1 spell slots. Here you go. Here's 40
Yeah,
good berries.
You do have the special gloves.
What? When did I get those?
I love that chat remembers what's in your inventory.
I gave you those back in the halls of Thorin.
Thorum.
Oh, never mind. I
They came
totally
from the
rocked
prince's
that
treasure
brewing
store.
check. I guess.
No, they didn't. They came from the dwarf that tried to kill us. So I had purchased those because I sold him
Right.
something that he thought was worth way more.
That's right. Yes, I remember now. Okay. In that case, 31. You nail it. You managed to scrounge up some root vegetables and things that you think will do the job quite nicely, and you set to brewing, and it's going to take, probably a day to get it all sorted out because everything happens in fast forward time in the world of Valcia. So, you guys have a day of camping. What's the plan for while you're camping? Is there anything that you want to do or discuss?
Someone should find a hiding place for the barrels once they're filled. Other than that, Harbeck's really busy setting up a still.
I'm
perhaps
probably
we should
just
go
gonna.
and
So,
dig some holes near a tree out in the forest somewhere and mark the tree somehow so that we can find it again.
Do I get all my hit points back after a long rest?
yeah.
Yes.
That's
Okay, I'll take
wonderful.
that.
My feet feel much better.
And my ankle
Harbeck,
or whatever.
you carry around a fairly wide variety of the mule is laden, let's put it that way, with brewing supplies. With a day's worth of rest, this stuff that you're brewing is basically water, vegetables, clothes, weight. So I will actually let you make another brew mastery check if you want to spend some time crafting additional brews.
I do. I haven't had any chance to make the new stuff I can make now.
You got all
Yeah.
those mushrooms that you're not allowed to touch.
I do. I have so many things. And I
And
have a
I
thing
have
I
that
want
weird
to
little-
try to make on purpose. Like
Okay.
a little mental stability potion so we can maybe get Brieg back.
Right.
Okay.
Tabrin was going to help me with that.
Alright.
We had a plan.
Yes.
So,
Okay. Are you two going to spend the time working on that as a theory then?
I think that would be a good idea.
Okay. And
that's still just a brewing supplies check, right?
Yeah, just another brewing supplies check. Din and Gergintius and Silverstar, what are you guys doing? There was mention of wanting to find a place to hide some barrels.
Well, first I pray for the dead dwarf, and I I fill the holes we made for the other dwarves, as to not leave 3 grave-sized holes, as to have people question it, and then I follow wherever we're supposed to go to dig the other 3 holes we're supposed to do. The tree. We'll find the tree.
All right. Din, what are you doing?
I'm confused about if we're burying the barrels, so I'm gonna let Gargantius handle that. And I'm gonna make some more crappy arrows,
Okay.
just so I don't run out, and play the flute in between.
All right. Performance check and a crafting check for your crafting of your arrows. Last time you made crappy arrows because you rolled really poorly.
Yeah.
You might not make
is
crappy
it
arrows this
nature?
time. You might make good arrows. I was getting you
I
to
don't-
roll survival for it.
Wait, I have an actual flute roll. I made a thing. Survival.
And Brig, Silverstar, you're the last person to. What are you doing?
Silverstar is going to spend some time like taking an inventory of his inventory because he's not sure what he's got. It's gonna really he's like digging around looking for a spellcasting focus that he's sure he left in his bag somewhere, but he just can't find. So he ends up like dumping out his old backpack and digging around looking for his wand or his crystal or something, his spellcasting focus. Okay. But it's not here.
Roll a d20.
No, maybe it's not here.
Maybe. Harvick, with a 29 on your brewing supplies check, you think that you could make something that would steal a person, basically like some Dutch courage.
Yeah.
But you don't have the appropriate ingredients handy. Like you would need to find something that had a mind-numbing effect.
Is there a way that we could incorporate me in helping using a combination of charm and friend spells that play on?
Roll an Arcana check to go along with the Brew Mastery check, and we'll see what I see. Din, you make 20 or so reasonably high quality arrows. You find some feathers and some really decent pieces of slate that you could turn into arrows, and they'll serve as passable arrows, better than the crappy ones that you were using, but by no means exceptional. Just good, solid, the kind of arrows you would have used when hunting at home.
Nice.
And you play the flute excellently. And finally, Tavern and Tabard could help boost the effects. He has an understanding of how the brain works. Like that comes with his innate magic that revolves around charm. He has to understand the way charm spells work. So he could certainly help create a potion brew, something that is more likely to work out. But infusing a brew with magic takes a skill that's it's the realm of actual wizards, not artificers like yourself who take natural ingredients.
Right.
Mechanically, nobody has the brew potions ability.
Right.
So.
Right.
You can't just stick magic into a potion like that. Right. So you spend a day, Harvick. You manage to create a passable liquid that you believe. You don't need lots of it because the dwarves take up a good chunk of the inside of the barrel. But you make a passable thing. It's highly alcoholic, and you believe it'll work. And you can stuff the dwarves back in the barrels and fill it up and go from there. Is that the plan?
That was the plan. Was to try and leave them preserved and hidden under a tree.
Okay. Anybody have anything?
I got a 13 on that random d20 you told me to roll while I was looking through.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything there. You don't have to worry about anything there. Nothing else that anybody wants to deal with?
I have a quick unrelated question. I have a wand of petrify, but I don't actually
Yes, you
see
do.
petrify in the spellbook anywhere. So I don't know exactly what it does. Oh,
Flesh
flesh
to
to
stone?
stone. Wait, I found it.
Flesh to stone, yeah.
It's just not called petrify, so I couldn't.
No.
Okay, never mind.
But petrify sounds cooler than flesh to stone. Hey, Angel. Right, so you cart the barrels out to a secluded glen that Din and Gogintius found when they were out foraging and doing all of the things that they do. Gogintius has dug a couple of large holes that would fit the barrels so that you can bury them beneath a tree. The tree is remarkable in that it's split into 3 individual trunks, about 3 feet off the ground. So it's actually like grown up and then grown into 3 individual trunks. So you imagine there's very few trees like it, and very few trees like it near here. You haven't seen any others. So it should be reasonably easy to find in the future, unless somebody chops it down or something silly like that. But you can lay the dwarves to rest. Din just hung up on us. Din, why did you hang up on us? I'm going to call you
Now
back.
I get to redo all the cameras. My favorite.
Was she not the last one in?
She
Camera
was,
should
but
be
that's
fine.
not where
She
she
was.
lives in the order, because I'm not good at it.
She's that way.
Okay. If you're talking to me, my Uvu froze. Okay.
That makes sense.
So we'll have to wait for her to come back. At any rate, you place the dwarves under the tree and fill in the hole. And you're done here. Everything that you wanted to get done in this area is now completed. Looking forward, you now have to concern yourself with the next leg of the journey.
We had to go to Thakon.
Cross the Valley of Mists.
By way of the runes of Raketh.
Can we not go through that swamp with the snake thing?
Well,
Yeah, we
are
do have that
still-
swamp with the snake thing.
We are still in sort of a time crunch, right? And we just wasted a day. I feel like taking the shortest route.
Oh, so you
Probably
want to
best.
take the other route, this route? Oh man, I was hoping you guys wouldn't say that. I think Harvick was also hoping you wouldn't say that.
Well, there's an in-between there route that comes down through here.
Oh yeah, the bridge, the land bridge.
Or was
Yeah,
the time
you-
constraint related to your departed patron, Tabarin? Is that why we
Yes.
were rushing?
Yes.
So perhaps we can take the extra day to stick to dry land.
I can agree with that.
I would certainly rather not slog through a swamp.
So, what's the plan? You're
we're
headed for
gonna-
the realms of Thakon. You want to go through the ruins of Raketh. You've got the Valley of Mists between here and there. You could cross the Drogand and travel directly through the Valley of Mists across the plains of Sereth.
Yes.
You could head back across the swamp.
I think we go up to cross the Drogand, and then maybe we head like down along the borders of the swamp and hug the forest line to avoid the creatures in the Valley of Mists, unless we decided that we want to find them and beat them up to get them to tell us how to save the dwarves or something.
I feel like going through the valley. Like, there are 2 big bads in this world that we're not ready to fight. And we probably shouldn't go through the one on our way to the other. Like, let's do one at a time, maybe.
We'll wait until some giant magical creature tells us it's time to go kill the evil lizard people.
Well, I mean, you are right there.
I am also in favor of not engaging them if we can avoid it. But
Unless there are clues and
The-
hints we could learn. Like,
There's definitely things we need to learn about the lizard people. I mean,
yeah, but
whether we
don't
can do
have...
it covertly or whether we learn through experience, there's a magic out there that we need to learn how to combat against in some way or another.
I feel like, the elves are a civilization, and there might be an excuse for outsiders to wander through and, like, interact with them, and we could make up some reason to be there. The lizard folk are gonna be like, look, pink flesh bags, kill them all, and then we're gonna be dead, and then we don't save the world.
Well, what else do we know of the Valley of Mist? Do we know anything? We just know that some of these creatures were there. Do we know that it's
I
a
think-
whole kingdom,
I think basically
or
we know that the Dragonborn fear and occasionally fight the things that live here. I don't know
There.
that we know anything more about it than that.
That's what you just said. So instead of asking the lizard people, we ask the people who hate them if they found a way to combat it. We ask
except
the
they got
Dragonborn.
swallowed up in a big watery hole back in Norfolk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys
Yeah.
told me that.
There may or may not be any more Dragonborn folk, at least not in a place where we know how to find them.
Okay.
So many challenges to overcome.
I'm with Harbeck. I think that we avoid them for now. We've got
Yeah, I'm with
a
them
lot
too.
of things currently on our plate.
So we're avoiding them.
Well, we're gonna
Yeah,
try.
we're gonna go do a decapitation strike and kill their god, and we'll deal with them later. They're too scary. Let's just
So-
go kill their god.
So
So
you're
more
heading
like that?
south. Yeah, down around that way. So the Dregnal, not the Drogon, the Dregnal, which is the land bridge between the Valley of Mists and the peninsula where the ruins of Flagra are, is the only piece of solid dry land, well, relatively dry land, but it does pop you out inside the Valley of Mists.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
we're
We're
gonna.
gonna kind of skirt the edge of that
Well,
swamp.
you gotta understand, why would we want to skirt the edge of where there's water rather than just cut straight through? Would not most of the civilization lie along the edges of this area?
Or at the bottom of the valley.
Well, it's not like it's a nice river or lake. It's like a giant swamp. I don't think that's where you build cities. You build cities
And where
next to
do
rivers and
lizards
lakes and
live?
oceans.
It's full of shrieking
They're
eels.
not lizards, though. They're like lizard-ish people.
Alright, I'm cool. Let's just go along the edges. We'll find them.
At least we'll be on higher ground, right?
That's
Because
sea
the edge
level.
of the valley, you'll be on.
So Gargantius has made this trip before, right? And you usually headed up through the Dregnal, like that's where you cross this
Yeah,
thing, right?
sometimes I take a boat because I can avoid all of it. So, but the other times I've used the land bridge because I hate swamps.
Right. So I mean, like this. I mean, it maybe not a frequently traveled passage, but it's not untraveled.
So the Dregnal, that's the
Yeah.
plan?
Yep, that's the plan.
That's what we're doing? Okay.
Well-
I am going to say... where's my ruler here? So you're going to be looking at about probably 15 miles to get to the Dregnal and about 15 miles across. And then about 15 miles south before you can start traveling east. It's hard going, and it's already late morning after you've discussed everything and decided what you want to do. I'm going to say that in the first day's travel, you'll be able to reach the Dregnol around about here before nightfall. Do you want to try and cross the Dregnol at night?
No.
No.
We're not in a hurry,
No.
right?
I mean, we could just camp.
We
We
kind
have
of want
to
to take
take
our
a
sweet
snack.
time getting to the elves.
Well, we're in general the world at some point in the somewhat near future could be destroyed hurry, but we're not in a specific hurry.
Yeah, it's not like you're
I don't
rushing
think we're
to the end of the
Yeah,
world.
I don't think we're in a travel at night time hurry yet.
It's just a not dilly-dally kind of hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep moving, but don't exhaust yourself walking at night style of rushing. Okay, well you'll be setting up camp then on the edge of the Dregnol, which is reasonably close to the swampland. You've got mountains at your back, swamp in front of you. If you were an army, this would be a terrible place to camp, but you don't really have any other options. And you're not an army, you're a small group of adventurers. But I imagine you'll be posting watches. Who's going to be doing that?
Lord Silverstar will be taking all of the watches, and I cast a spell.
The spell is, no, I'm really an elf,
How
really.
kind of you.
That spell is Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound, and it's going to stand watch for us for 8 hours, and if anything comes within... if any small or larger creature comes within 30 feet of it without first speaking the password, it will bark loudly and then attack them viciously.
Are you going to tell us what the password is? In case, what if I have to pee in the middle of the night?
Sure. I'll give you all the password. The
What is it?
password is
What is the
password.
Whoa.
That's a dumb password.
That's a weird thing to say to a
Well-
dog. No, good dog.
The thing is-
I mean, password.
The thing is also invisible, and nobody that doesn't know it's here is going to even know to attempt a password. So I feel like making whatever password we want is fine.
Every time I sneak up on a camp, I'm going to announce password first now.
Yeah.
Just
Unless
in
that
case.
was not the password.
Just in case.
So, certainly we can also set some watches if you want, but my dog will provide us some protection for 8 hours. So that's Lord Silverstar's excuse to not have to take a watch himself because he needs his beauty rest.
Okay.
I'll probably still get up for a third watch.
You'll be up for third watch in the late evening before dawn. I'll get you to roll me a perception check, please. And a 26 is quite exceptional. You see something. Actually, you see several somethings. Moving around in the undergrowth. They're small, tiny, in fact, and they're humanoid looking, like little apes, little monkeys.
We did this once.
What? No, they were actually monkeys. These look like little monkeys, but they're clearly not little monkeys because they have unnaturally green, dingy skin that has bare bone on their hands and feet. They're also not monkeys because even though they're tiny, and I mean tiny as in the actual mechanical tiny, they're tiny, size tiny.
because my dog wouldn't have noticed them.
But they're also carrying swords made of some kind of unnaturally shiny iron, which is the only reason you spotted them in the first place. The steel was glinting in the firelight. But the thing that like strikes you as the most unusual is like, you know that certain creatures use weapons of a certain size. Like when you see a human, you know what a longsword looks like, and when you see a gnome, you know what a longsword looks like. These guys appear to be wielding longswords designed for a human, but they're tiny. What did you... The roll was 26. There's maybe a half dozen of them. Maybe more, maybe less. It's hard to get a count. You're counting glints of steel in the darkness.
Right. I will,
do you have knowledge nature, don't you?
Yes.
You're one of the 2 people in the group who has knowledge nature. These are another natural creature that you may know about. 15. You know what it is, actually. Only by reputation. You know next to nothing about them. But you know that it's a spryjack. Or they're called spryjacks. And they're greedy. Like, they thieve. That's what they do. They're not afraid to fight, and they're incredibly dexterous. But they're a little monstrous humanoid that thieves. They covet anything shiny, valuable, and they'll often attack in bands.
I'm shy.
Quickly move over. I quickly wake up.
I'm so excited to see when he wakes up.
Lord Silverstar.
That's not me.
Okay.
And then and let him know. Ask him if he can have his guard dog attack tiny things, and then I wake up the others.
Is it breakfast time?
Kurgan.
Shh. Okay.
Get ready for a fight.
Oh, it's that kind of morning.
So I'm waking everyone up, but keeping an eye on those creatures. Are they coming closer to us, or...
They seem to be sticking to the shadows, circling the camp. Moving as a group. They appear to be organized.
Are we shooting them now?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Actually,
They're...
maybe it's not.
Why?
What if we bait them into going away?
Hold on. Yesterday you wanted to kill a bunch of dwarves, and today you don't want to kill the things that are attacking us?
Your interpretation of killing, mind you. I'm pretty respectful of dwarven culture. Anyway, I don't think it's a great idea to fight those things. Oh, I can't even see them, it's that dark. Maybe they
These
want
creatures are greedy. They're here to thieve from us. Had I not been awake and saw them, you would have nothing left but the clothes on your back.
Okay, who can make an illusion
just
of
gonna
like a
shoot
pile
it.
of gold, and then we run?
The element
away are
of
they?
surprise. We are good at it.
I follow the lead of Din, and as soon as she shoots,
So
I shoot.
there's like a little group of glinting steel that I know is bad guys running around out there, right?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah. And
here's
I'm
the
shooting
thing.
at
The
it.
only reason Tabron could see them is because Tabron has
we insanely good
long-range dark
vision.
vision. Yeah, like unnaturally good. He has better dark vision than the dwarf. Anybody else would not be able to see, like, even
At all. That's what I mentioned. I don't see
like
anything.
you wouldn't be able to target them or anything. Din
So Din
could
wouldn't even be
shoot
able to.
at where they roughly were, and she does have the longbow of boom, which makes very loud noises. But she wouldn't be able to accurately aim,
Yeah.
so I don't know if
if you have some way of making a mark out there that I can see, I may be able to end this fight before it begins.
I'm gonna shoot lightning arrow at them. That ought to light it up.
It goes boom,
Except
not
it's not
flash.
lightning arrow, it's thunder arrow.
It's gonna go boom and lightning because it electrifies them all.
If
You
they're
can't see them though. Only Tabarin knows
I'm
where
just
they
shooting where Tabarin said they were. So now
She's
it's
just like,
thunder and lightning
are. We
arrow.
are so good at sneaky. Element of surprise. Victory.
Hold on, I think
so
I have
how
a
does-
spell that goes with that.
I was going to say, how does lightning arrow actually work? You're not
It's
going to
happening
hit one
right
of
now.
them. If the attack misses, the target takes half damage. Each creature within 10 feet of the target also feels the effects of the lightning arrow. Tabarin,
they
were
all
you
took
accurately pointing
3
out where
lightning
they
damage.
were?
At that point, I had not.
You had not accurately pointed out where they were. You had just indicated roughly where they were. Okay. So, Din, you fire the arrow off, and there's a brilliant flash of lightning and a resounding, echoing boom of thunder as your boom, boom bow firing a lightning arrow explodes. You have no idea if you hit anything. Tabarin, with your 120 feet of dark vision, you see nothing. They have obviously run away. Or are all dead and lying in the
Oh,
undergrowth.
that's
We
bright.
don't know.
Oh, it's too bright. Ugh.
Or, I suppose, there's that option.
That scare tactic may have taken care of
I
it.
mean, if their goal is to
I'll keep my eyes
thieve
out.
from us, they probably don't want to fight. And if we're awake, we're not worth the effort. That seems like a fair solution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Din. Wonderful
How long
idea,
is it going
Din.
to How long is it going to be before we can sleep easily there?
Didn't you say that you
I'm
could
going
make
back
like
to
a
sleep right
sanctuary
now.
or something?
No, I can make a guard dog that is unable to sense creatures as small as those.
It's close enough to morning at this point. There's no point in going back to sleep.
Yeah.
Right. You don't think that they're going to follow us? Do you suspect that there are many travelers walking through here, this area with goods to steal? Because
They got
I
sorted
suspect that we
somewhere.
are basically it. I don't mean how long are we going to be able to sleep this morning. I mean, ever.
We'll keep an eye out for him.
And
Or
I
we
think
hunt
that's going
them
to do
now.
us.
I
I
volunteer
think that's... Hmm?
to move. I mean, not volunteer. I suggest we move. Torches out, because I can't see anything right now, and it's a bad idea to stay where we are.
I will cast a light spell for you on something that you were carrying so that you stop whining.
Okay.
You should have said that as Silver Star would have said it. That would have been a great in-character line.
Yeah.
You're right. It was like in character, but I didn't do it with the accent.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I understand
but-
that your inferior genetics make it so you can't see in the dark. Here.
Oh, that's actually pretty useful. Thanks.
Perfect. It is unfortunately time for us to call the cast for the evening. Find out what happens with the weird little spryjack creatures and the party and the travel towards the ruins of Rykith and into the realms of Thakon when we return to D&D next week.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm not imagining things. We get to play
Yep.
again next week.
Yep.
Yay.
There were
Yep.
5 Mondays in February.
And we got to play 4 of them. It's excellent. All right. So if you're watching on Twitch, we'll talk to you in just a second. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for continuing to support the series. We'll be back again shortly with more content. I hope you're enjoying it. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye now. Bye.
Bye.